Hi Booktube, it's Amy, and I'm here with the 10th and final chapter of J.M. Barrie's novel, Better Dead, which is quite curious and absurd. But here we are wrapping it up. The first thing Andrew did on reaching Wens was to write to his London landlady to send on his box with clothes by goods train, also his tobacco pouch, which he had left on the mantelpiece, and 2 pencils which she would find in the tea caddy. Then he went round to the manse. The minister had great news for him. The master of the Wens Grammar School had died. Andrew had only to send in his testimonials, and the post was his. The salary was 200 per annum, with an assistant and the privilege of calling himself rector. This settled, Andrew called for Clary. He was humbler now than he had been, and in our disappointments we turned to women for solace. Clary had been working socks for him, and would have had them finished by this time had she known how to turn the heel. It is his sweetheart a man should be particular about. Once he settles down, it does not matter much whom he marries. All this and much more the good old minister pointed out to Andrew when he left Clary and her lover together. The winsome girl held one of the socks on her knee. Who will chide her? And a tear glistened in her eye. Andrew was a good deal affected. "Clary," he said softly, "will you be my wife?" She clung to him in reply. He kissed her fondly. "Clary, beloved," he said nervously, "how much are 7 and 13? 23, said Clary, putting up her mouth to his. Andrew laughed, a sad, vacant laugh. He felt that he would never understand a woman, but his fingers wandered through her tobacco-colored hair. He had a strange notion. "Put your arms round my neck," he whispered. Thus the old story was told once more. A month afterwards, the president of the Society for Doing Without received by post a box of bride cake adorned with a silver gilt, which is so largely used for coffins. More than 2 years have passed since Andrew's marriage, and already the minister has 2 sweet grandchildren, in whom he renews his youth. Except during school hours, their parents' married life is one long honeymoon. Clary has put Lord Randolph Churchill's shoe into a glass case on the piano, and, as is only natural, Andrew is now a staunch conservative. Domesticated and repentant, he has denounced the devil and all her works. Sometimes, when thinking of the past, the babble of his lovely babies jars upon him, and still half dreaming, he brings their heads close together. At such a time, all the anxious mother has to say is, "Andrew." Then, with a start, he lays them gently in a heap on the floor, and striding the room, soon regains his composure. For Andrew has told Clary all the indiscretions of his life in London, and she has forgiven everything. What will not a wife forgive? And that brings us to the end of this rather bizarre novel. Of all the J.M. Barrie I've read, this is the most bizarre. I can see why it's reported that he later was a little bit embarrassed by this, regretted writing it, regretted publishing it, because it's definitely not like any of his other novels. Most of his work has a dark tone to it, but most of it is very true to life and lifelike, and none of it goes into such a bizarre place as this novel. So I hope you enjoyed listening to me read this. If you did, please let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll read something more by J.M. Barrie, something a little bit better than this one.